ஓம் அறிவோம் அறிவோம் நன்றாக குருவார்க குருவே துணை. அறிவோம் நன்றாக குருவார்க குருவே துணை. அறிவோம் நன்றாக குருவார்க குருவே துணை. குருவே துணை குருவே துணை. வக்ரதுண்டமாகாயி சூரியகோட்டி சமப்ரபா நிர்விக்னம் குருமே தேவோ சர்வகாரியேஷு சர்வதா. உலகளாம் உணர்ந்தோம் ஓதக்குவரி அவன் நீலபுலாவியே நீர்மடிவே நியன் ஆலகல் சோதியன் அம்பலத்தில் ஆடுவான் மாளர்ச்சிலம் பாடி வாஸ்தீவனங் குவோம். சரஸ்வதி நமஸ்தோபியம் வரதி காமரூபிணி வித்யாரம்பம் கரிஷ்யாமி சித்தி பவது மே சதா. அம்மை நாராயணா நமோ தேவி நாராயண நமோ லக்ஷ்மி நாராயண நமோ பத்ரி நாராயண நமோ. நன்றி. அமருங்கள். You may be seated. Dear family and friends, we have all gathered here this evening to be with this family during their very trying time in life. Whilst they are going through this process of dukkam or sadness, we need to stand with them and support them. And in the same token, we stand together with them here today, this evening. We pray to Lord Namah Shivaya Paramani, asking that soul attains what we refer to as moksha or paramukti, that is to become one with God. In our very first padigam comes from the Tiruppugal of Arunagirinadar. We pray to Lord Vinayaka Paramani, and we say to Lord Vinayaka Paramani, we come here with all humility. Whilst we are in the process of praying, performing this prarthana, give us this extra sense of generosity. In other words, it is said in our scriptures, if you are not generous, you cannot evolve spiritually. So therefore, we pray to you, Lord Vinayaka Paramani, in all your generosity, give us that generosity as well, whereby we glorify Lord Namah Shivaya Paramani, and we ask him to confer his grace upon this soul. வாக்கு உண்டாம் நல்ல மனம் உண்டாம் மாமலரால் நோக்கு உண்டாம் மேனினுடன்காத பூக்கொண்டு துப்பார் திருமேனி தும்பிக்கையான் பாதம் தப்பாமல் சார்வார் தமக்கே தும்பிக்கையான் பாதம் தப்பாமல் சார்வார் தமக்கே ಒಂಬತ್ತರುತ್ತೇನು ಮಾನಿ ಕಸಿವಾಯಿ ಒಂಬತ್ತರುತ್ತೇನು ಮಾನಿ ಕಸಿವಾಯಿ ಒಂಬತ್ತರುತ್ತೇನು ಮಾನಿ கசிவாயி உன் கடலில் தேன் அமுதே துணர்பூரி உன் கடலில் தேன் அமுதே துணர்பூரி ஒன்பத்தருத்தேனோ மணி கசிவாயி உன் கடலில் தேன் அமுதே துணர்பூரி இன்பரசத்தேன் பருகி பல காலம் இன்பரசத்தேன் பருகி பல காலம் எந்தன் உயிர்காதரவோ அருள்வாயே இன்பரசத்தேன் பருகி பல காலம் எந்தன் உயிர்காதரவோ அருள்வாயே ஒன்பத்தருத்தேனோ மணி கசிவாயி வளர்த்தாள் அருளை கனியோனே தம்பித்தன காகவன கனிவோனே தந்தை வளர்த்தாள் அருளை கனிவோனே அன்பர் தமர் காணனில்லை பொருளோ நே அன்பர் தமர் காணனில்லை பொருளோனே அன்பர் தமர் காணனில்லை பொருளோனே ஐந்து கரத்தானை முக பெருமானே அன்பர் தமர் காணனில்லை பொருளோனே ஐந்து கரத்தானை முக பெருமானே ஐந்து கரத்தானை முக பெருமானே ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் 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 கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் 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 கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் 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 கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் 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 கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் 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 கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் 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 கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம் ஓம் கணபதி ஓம். Our next dedication is to Lord Namashivaya Paramani, as expressed by Manika Vasagar in the Thiruvasagam. He says to him, Namashivaya Paramani, from early life I was led astray. Poimaye Peruki, I lived a false life. It wasn't a truthful life that I lived. It is only when I met you, Namashivaya Paramani, I grasped your holy feet as my guru. And from that point onwards, I learned what Saivam was all about, becoming one with Lord Namashivaya. Namachivayavi, 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 ஞானமும் கல்வியும் நமச்சிவாயவி நான்னறி விச்சயம் நமச்சிவாயவி நானவிந்து எத்துமே நமச்சிவாயவி நான்னறி காட்டுமே. அம்மையே அப்பப்பா ஒப்பிலாமணியே அம்மையே அப்பப்பா ஒப்பிலாமணியே அன்பினில் விளைந்தே ஆரமுதே அம்மையே அப்பப்பா ஒப்பிலாமணியே அன்பினில் விளைந்தே ஆரமுதே. பொய்மையே பெருக்கி பொருதினை சுருக்கும் பொய்மையே பெருக்கி பொருதினை சுருக்கும் பொருட்களை புலையனின் தனக்கி செம்மையங்காகி சிவபதம் அடித்தி செம்மையங்காகி சிவபதம் அடித்தி செல்வமே சிவபெருமானே செல்வமே சிவபெருமானே. இம்மையே உன்னை சிக்கனே பிடித்தேன் இம்மையே உன்னை சிக்கனே பிடித்தேன் எங்கிருந்தருளுவதினியே இறைவா எங்கிருந்தருளுவதினியே ஓ அன்பினில் விளைந்தே ஆரமுதே. ஆழ்நினைந்தோட்டம் தாயினம் சாலே ஆழ்நினைந்தோட்டம் தாயினம் சாலே பரிந்தனி பாவிய உடையே ஊனினை ஒருக்கி ஒள்ளொளி பெருக்கி ஊனினை ஒருக்கி ஒள்ளொளி பெருக்கி ஒளப்பிலாங் ஆனந்தம் ஆயி தேனினை சோரிந்து புறம் புறம் திறந்து தேனினை சோரிந்து புறம் புறம் திறந்து செல்வமே சிவபெருமானே செல்வமே சிவபெருமானே. யான் முன்னை தொடர்ந்து சிக்கனே பிடித்தேன் யான் முன்னை தொடர்ந்து சிக்கனே பிடித்தேன் எங்கிருந்தருளுவதினியே இறைவா எங்கிருந்தருளுவதினியே ஓ அன்பினில் விளைந்தேன் ஆரமுதே. அம்மையே அப்பப்பா ஒப்பிலாமணியே அன்பினில் விளைந்தே ஆரமுதே 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 ஆரமுதே. Next dedication is to the Divine Mother, Adi Parasati, whereby we invoke the blessings of the Divine Mother and we say to her, Thai, you are the mother of this universe, and being the mother of the universe, you control everything in this universe. O Divine Mother, We ask you for your grace. Come down, grant us, remove all the ignorance, and grant us with divine wisdom. O Adi Parasati, we pray to you and we say to you, O Divine Mother, ensure that we have all the tools in life to evolve both materially and spiritually in this material plane that we refer to as Bulogam. And we say to you, O Divine Mother, you are known by many names. You have taken a countless number of manifestations. And in all those manifestations, we bow down to you, O Divine Mother. You are the energy of this universe. Being the energy of this universe, you are the light of all lights. There is no light that is more potent or powerful than yourself, O Divine Mother. Grant us what we refer to as divine wisdom so that we could lead a correct way of life. Amma, 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 Varuvai, 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 Amma, Varuvai, 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 Amma, Tiruve, Varuvai, Varuvai, Amma. Varuvai, 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 Amma, Tiruve, Varuvai, Varuvai, Amma, Irulai நீக்கிட வருவாய் அம்மா, இருளை நீக்கிட வருவாய் அம்மா, எந்தன் அருளை பொழிந்திடும் சாயி அம்மா, இருளை நீக்கிட வருவாய் அம்மா, உந்தன் அருளை பொழிந்திடும் சாயி அம்மா. வருவாய், வருவாய், வருவாய் அம்மா, திருவே உருவாய், வருவாய் அம்மா. கல்யாணி, கல்யாணி, கல்யாணி கருமாரி காமாட்சி நீயே, கல்யாணி கருமாரி காமாட்சி நீயே. கல்யாணி கருமாரி காமாட்சி நீயே, மகாலட்சுமி மாதங்கை மீனாட்சி நீயே, கல்யாணி கருமாரி காமாட்சி நீயே, மகாலட்சுமி மாதங்கை மீனாட்சி நீயே, வரலட்சுமி வாராகி விசாலாட்சி நீயே. வரலட்சுமி வாராகி விசாலாட்சி நீயே, உலகாளும் மாயே பிரசாந்தி தாயி, உலகாளும் மாயே பிரசாந்தி தாயே. அம்மா, 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 அம்மம்மாயே, அம்மம்மா, அம்மா. வருவாய், வருவாய், வருவாய் அம்மா, திருவே உருவாய், வருவாய் அம்மா. Next dedication is to Kali Yuga Varadan. Who is Kali Yuga Varadan? Kali Yuga Varadan is Lord Muruga Perumalai. Why do we call him Kali Yuga Varadan? He is the visible deity during this age of Kali. You will see his hand at work. You have any issues, you have any problems in life, you turn to Lord Muruga Perumalai. Murugane, I have all this sickness in my body, I have all this mishaps in my life, I'm going through a certain amount of misery. Help me out, Muruga Perumalai. Do I need to go through this cycle of misery, and suffering and pain on an ongoing basis? Here it is, I carry this beautiful kavadi with 2 mokchambus on it, and I'll come and pour it on you, Muruga Perumalai. But on the same token, relieve me of all my sufferings, all my pains. Murugan means undecaying beauty. It is beauty that will not die. It is always there. That's what Murugan means. Unlike us human beings, we take on a birth. Everything that you see around you is purely mayam. Mayam means an illusion. Nothing of any permanence. The gross of physical body is a perishable entity. It is composed of what we say Panchabhutangal, earth, fire, water, space, air. Those are the 5 base elements. Having been born from the bowels of the earth, that body will go back to the bowels of the earth. But the Atma, or the Jivan of the soul, belongs to Murugan. And at the end of the day, it will go back to Murugan. Because Murugan is Kali Yuga Varadan. He is the master of this universe. He has been given by all the 33 million devas, he's been given the benediction of controlling this entire universe during this Kali Yugam. If you pay obeisance to him, Muruga Perumalai, the world is at your feet. வற்றாத பொய்கை பல நாடு கண்டு வற்றாத பொய்கை பல நாடு கண்டு மலை மேலிருந்து குமரா உற்றார் எனக்கு ஒரு பேரும் இல்லை உமையால் தனக்கு மகனே முத்தாடி தந்தை அடியேனையாளு முருகேசர் என்ற மனதே முத்தாடி தந்தை அடியேனையாளு முருகேசன் என்ற மனதே வித்தாரமாகி மயில் மீதில் ஏறி வரவேணும் என்ற நருதே வேல்முருகா வேல்முருகா மால்மருகா வாவா சண்முகா வேல்முருகா 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 மால்மருகா வாவா சண்முகா கால்படித்தம் காத்தருளே வாவா சண்முகா கால்படித்தம் காத்தருளே வாவா சண்முகா நால்வேதும் பொருளானாய் நாதா சண்முக நால்வேதும் பொருளானாய் நாதா சண்முக நால்வேதும் பொருளானாய் நாதா சண்முக நலதளம் முன்பாய் கொண்டான் நாதா சண்முக நலதளம் முன்பாய் கொண்டான் நாதா சண்முக சீலமான சிவன் அளிக்கும் சண்முக சீலமான சிவன் அளிக்கும் சண்முக செங்கத்திலே தாங்கிய என் தேவா சண்முக செங்கத்திலே தாங்கிய என் தேவா சண்முக வேல்முருகா வேல்முருகா மால்மருகா வாவா சண்முக கால்படிக்கும் காத்தருளே வாவா சண்முக அறுபடி வீடுடைய ஆண்டவா ஆனந்தமை அற்புதமே ஆண்டவா சண்முக ஆனந்தமை அற்புதமே ஆண்டவா சண்முக சேருதலம் தருபவளி ஜீவ சண்முக சேருதலே தருபவளி ஜீவ சண்முக செங்கத்திலே தாங்கிய என் தேவா சண்முக செங்கத்திலே தாங்கிய என் தேவா சண்முக எல் முருக மால் மருக பாபா சண்முக கால் படித்தம் காத்தருளே பாபா சண்முக. நீலமயில் ஏறும் கொழுமுருகனை நித்தம் பணிந்திட வாருங்கையா நீலமயில் ஏறும் கொழுமுருகனை நித்தம் பணிந்திட வாருங்கையா காளி சிலம்போலி கல்கணன வரும் கந்தனை அழகியை பாடிடுவோம் கந்தனை அழகியை பாடிடுவோம் துளி சிவகாமி தாவை மித்தமிடம் சுந்தர பாலனை பாடிடுவோம் கந்த சுவாமியே எங்கள் சொந்த சுவாமியே கந்த சுவாமியே எங்கள் சொந்த சுவாமியே கந்தநாதனே எங்கள் சொந்த நாதனே கந்தநாதனே எங்கள் சொந்த நாதனே கந்த சுவாமியே எங்கள் சொந்த சுவாமியே. ஹர ஹர சிவ சிவ சுப்பிரமணியம் சிவ சிவ ஹர ஹர சுப்பிரமணியம் ஹர ஹர சிவ சிவ சுப்பிரமணியம் ஹர ஹர சிவ சிவ சுப்பிரமணியம் கந்த சுவாமியே எங்கள் சொந்த சுவாமியே கந்த சுவாமியே எங்கள் சொந்த சுவாமியே கந்தநாதனே எங்கள் சொந்த நாதனே கந்தநாதனே எங்கள் சொந்த நாதனே கந்த சுவாமியே எங்கள் சொந்த சுவாமியே கந்த சுவாமியே எங்கள் சொந்த சுவாமியே கந்த சுவாமியே எங்கள் சொந்த சுவாமியே. If one goes to Tamil Nadu, you go to a city called Tiruchi. There you have Govender Paraman, Vishnu Bhagwan, sitting there, Ranganatha Swami, in the holiest of holy places. It doesn't get holier than that. It's not about money making there, it's all about divinity. Earlier on, when I was with the family, I explained to them, there is only one Kadabal out there. There is only one God. And this God is what we refer to as, according to the Rig Veda, this God is referred to as Parabrahman or Paramatman. This big massive ball of energy. This big massive ball of energy has got no size, it's got no shape, it's got no name, it's got no form, it's got no gender. That is how God is defined in the Rig Veda. Very, very first answer. But also, we are perceived to be God's highest level of creation. And when the 7 rishis approached him and they said to him, we found it so difficult trying to find you because you are totally abstract. You're not tangible. So how does the normal human being make contact with you? He says, okay, fine, no problem. Whenever mankind needs me, I will reveal myself in various sizes, names, shapes, forms, merely for communication purposes. In this particular shrine that we refer to as Ranganatha Swami, he is revered. In fact, that is one of the greatest Vishnu temples throughout the universe. It's second in line with Tirupati. Okay. So please, when you go to Tamil Nadu, do not miss the opportunity. Go out there, visit the shrine. Here is Ranganatha Swami in a sleeping position. The song that I'm going to sing comes from the lyrics were composed by Periyalvar. Periyalvar was one of the devotees in the temple there. And he sang to Lord Venkateswara Peruman in this form as Ranganatha Swami. He says, you are eternal. You have no beginning, you have no end. So how do we put a time factor on you? We can't. You are the beginning of no beginning. Now try to fathom that. You are the beginning of no beginning. You can't even explain that. Okay. That is what the song means. Pallandu, pallandu, palayirattandu. You lived on forever, for time immemorial. That is what this song is all about. Ranganatha Swamiye Govinda. Ranganatha Swamiye Govinda. Pallandu, pallandu, palayirattandu, pala kodi noor ayiram. Pallandu, pallandu, palayirattandu, pallandu, pallandu, palayirattandu. Pallandu, pallandu, palayirattandu, pala kodi noor ayiram. Pallandu, pallandu, palayirattandu, pala kodi noor ayiram. Mallandu tintol manivanna, mallandu tintol manivanna, servadi sevi tirukapu. Pallandu tintol manivanna, servadi sevi tirukapu. Pallandu, pallandu, palayirattandu, pala kodi noor ayiram. இடியோம் ஓடும் நின் ஓடும், இடியோம் ஓடும் நின் ஓடும், பிறவின்றி ஆயிரம் பல்லாண்டு. இடியோம் ஓடும் நின் ஓடும், பிறவின்றி ஆயிரம் பல்லாண்டு. வடிவாய் நின்பல மார்பினில், வடிவாய் நின்பல மார்பினில், வாழ்கின்ற மங்கையும் பல்லாண்டு. வடிவாய் நின்பல மார்பினில், வாழ்கின்ற மங்கையும் பல்லாண்டு. பல்லாண்டு, பல்லாண்டு, பலாயிரத்தாண்டு, பல கோடி நூறு ஆயிரம். அழிவார் சோதி பலத்துறாயிரம் தொடரும் பல்லாண்டு பல்லாண்டு. நமச்சிவாய் நின்வள மார்பினில் வாழ்கின்ற மங்கையும் பல்லாண்டு 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 பல இருத்தாண்டு பல கோடி ஆயிரம். ரங்கநாத சுவாமி கோவிந்த. 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 Not so long ago, approximately, I would say about 160 odd years ago, we had a very modern saint, Vallar, that made his appearance. He was none other than Lord Shivaperuman himself. He says, the chanting of God's name and revering God as light is a thing that will take you forward spiritually. When we talk about light, we all know from our day-to-day life, light illumines darkness. After the night has expired, the sun will rise, illumines the entire universe, and we all continue doing what we have to do on a daily basis. But if the light is not there, all of us are sleeping. So we pray to you, Lord Namashivaya. He encouraged us. Worship God via the medium of light. You will never ever go wrong. That is why we say Paramatman, Parama Jodi. Jodi is a big light. Okay, that is God. That is how God should be revered. And He's also said, if you look at the teachings of our four saints, Turunavakarasar, what did he say? Jalam பூவோடு தூபம் மறந்து அறியேன், தமிழோடு இசைப்பாடல் மறந்து அறியேன், நலம் தீன்களை உன்னை மறந்து அறியேன், உன் நாமம் எல் நாவல் மறந்து அறியேன். Namachivaya Peramani, I have never, worshipping you is very, very simple. I don't have to offer an arm or a limb to worship you. No, you don't need that. I need the simple, basic things in life. Jalam, the offering of water. Poovodu, the offering of flower. Jalam Poovodu, Dubam, turning of light. Tamilodi Isai Padal Marandari, and coming from a Tamil background, I must sing beautiful psalms in your praises, Namashivaya Paramani. Nalam Tilingale Onne Marandorian, irrespective of the standing in life that I was, whether I was a pauper or whether I am a CEO of a conglomerate company, my tongue must never forget to chant your glorious name. Those are the key ingredients of worshipping God. And you will, believe you me, you embrace that and you will evolve spiritually. You will evolve spiritually. அருள் விளக்கே அருள் சுடரே அருள் ஜோதி சிவமே அருள் விளக்கே அருள் சுடரே அருள் ஜோதி சிவமே அருள் விளக்கே அருள் சுடரே அருள் ஜோதி சிவமே அருள் விளக்கே அருள் நிறைவே அருள் அமுதே அருள் நிறைவே அருள் வடிவா பொருளே இருள் கடந்தேன் உளமுருதம் இடம் கொண்டேன் பதியே இருள் கடந்தேன் உளமுருதம் இடம் கொண்டேன் பதியே என் அறிவே என் உயிரே என் அறிவே என் உயிரே எனக்கினியே உறவே மருள் கடந்தேன் மாமணியே மாற்று அறியேன் பொன்னே மருள் கடந்தேன் மாமணியேன் மாற்று அறியேன் பொன்னே மந்தினடம் புரிகின்றே மந்தினடம் புரிகின்றே மணவாள எனக்கு தெருளளித்தேன் திருவாளாம் ஞான உரு வள்ள தெருளளித்தேன் திருவாளாம் ஞான உரு வள்ள தேவனடத்தேன் அரசே நான் தேவனடத்தேன் அரசே நான் செய்மொழியற்றோ அருளி அருள் விளக்கி அருள் சுடரி அருள் ஜோதி சிவமே அருள் விளக்கி அருள் சுடரி அருள் ஜோதி சிவமே. Dear family and friends, that last song completes the first half of this evening's program. I'm going to move on to the next stage, which is the formalities. We have speakers that avail themselves here today to pay tribute. Our first speaker is Thiru Mudli, who happens to be the nephew of the late Moonsamy Govender. Followed, I'm going to give you all your names. You can come through in that order because I'm going to hand my mic over to the speakers. The second speaker will be the Samandi of the household, Kiba Vayapuri. The third speaker will be Romita Govender, the daughter-in-law of the household. And the fourth speakers, in fact, it's a group of speakers, is all the grandchildren, Keshan Govender, Karuna, Rodesha, Mayura, Kimaya, and Vetari. You can come through in that order. I'm going to place the microphone over there.
Sound check. Vanakkam. Vanakkam, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends. We're here today to celebrate the life of Uncle Johnny, known as Moonsamy Govender. And he was a humble man, a quiet man, a loving man, and he comes from a family with a great legacy, right? His forefathers. I enjoyed the music from Sage and the musicians. I remember Sage phoned me once for the Tirukkural presentation on Phoenix. So your verse on Salampuvadu about offering of the food, of the flour, incense, water, and it's makes our celebration very simple. Our entire culture is so that's wonderful. And my respects to Guru Kripavaya Puri, to Guru Veerappan as well. So I'm also, I run the Tirukkural Society. And the purpose of what I do is basically to promote the Tirukkural and the Tirukkural lifestyle program, the course that I run. And I'll show you how all of that is connected, because the Tirukkural Society was started in the 1800s, 1888. It has a long legacy. And even I was talking once to Kripavaya Puri, his father was also contributed so much to the Tirukkural Society in the 1940s and 30s. So it was a very vibrant book, which now it's not mainstream, but it has a lot of meaning to it. So the Tirukkural means value system. Basically, it's a value system. And the philosophy that emanates from this is called Samana, and which is basically in translation English means Tamil humanism. And it promotes a meaningful life in this world. And it's so relevant to our youth, to the children that are present, the grandchildren of Uncle Johnny, to know that there was, coming from the villages of India, a philosophy that promoted personal development. Right? So it provides a meaningful life in this world. So this Tirukkural message was very close to the forefathers of Uncle Johnny, right? So you're looking at 1870s to 1900s. That's where Thai, right, came to South Africa. She came from a village in South Arcot, right, together with Moonsamy, Anasamy, that's her husband. You will see the relevance of what's in a name. A name gives identity. And like when he said, Tirunavakarasu says that, automatically now I connect because that's my name, when he says that. So a name gives that identity, right? What's in a philosophy? A philosophy gives you a meaningful life, a way of life that you that becomes relevant to your day-to-day existence. So they came on the ship on SS Amzinto, right? But actually, Moonsamy came first. So that's Moonsamy first, right? And he came, then he built. He was a builder. He's good with his hands, always doing things, fixing things. So he built the house on Plain Street in Tongat. Right? Then later, Thai came with Manikam and Neela, right? So Neelamba, right, is the daughter of Thai, right? Then Neelamba's daughter is Pungavanam. And Pungavanam is the registered name basically for Jagnabal that everybody might know of, right? Then Jagnabal's son is Moonsamy, the second, You see how they kept names from one generation to the next. So, and Moonsamy, it's not the moon doesn't mean like this in the sky, that it's a planet. It means Muni. Muni means a sage, a wise intellectual person. So, and Sami means divine, divinity, divine being. So that is, you see there, where Moonsamy Govender comes from. Then that family, right, had a philosophy of life, right? So all of it is an oral tradition, basically, And the story will go further. I will explain to you the orphanage that she grew up in. So when Thai left India, right, they had a farm there. They had elephants and horses and cows and all of that. But they were forced to leave because the famine had come in, right? Taxes have increased because the British were taking out tax. They needed cheap labor in Natal to cut. And these people know how to farm. They were farmers. They knew how to plant sugarcane and all of that. So they targeted certain groups of farmers. So when you're in debt, you'll have to find other means to live because nothing was growing. The famine came. The taxes were high. So that's how she came here on ship and then they worked long hours. But she was a cook, a very good cook. So she cooked varieties of foods and sold. And Nilamba used to help her to cook. And then Nilamba got married now, and her husband, they all worked in the mill now. Now, there was no safety, occupation, health regulations and all of that. Production was just going on non-stop. They had huge wheels that crushed sugarcane, and the juices of that, it's like, the wheels were similar to, like, if you to give, like those cogs in a clock, so they were crushing, the cane goes in between it. So Nilamba's husband's job was to oil the wheels, right? So without any safety. So he fell into that wheel. And then that's how he died. And she was pregnant at that time with Pungavanam, right? So now, at childbirth, I think she was brokenhearted. It was devastated. Right? Then after childbirth, she died after that. So it was like a few days. And then the child was now orphaned, right? Pungavanam. So the name Pungavanam was given to her by Neela, right, the mother. So Manikam, the brother, took Pungavanam to an orphanage. That's Munyama's orphanage. Right? So they're all kind of related by marriage so there in that orphanage, Munyama's daughter, Valiama, took care of Pungavam. So so there was no milk powder now, baby powder, or anything of that sort. So they were fed with condensed milk. So Manikam you have to buy, mix it with the water. And that kind of like kept her restless now because that sugar levels were high and that could have also caused generations to suffer from diabetes because your DNA is being affected from that time. So the condensed milk with it. So Manikam then married Vilyama that took care of, that's Munyama's, the orphanage. Then later, Mudli uncle, which everybody knows, was also placed in the orphanage because they're all orphans now, right? Actually, he was there first, then she came later. Then there was Kista, Gwensam, Dano, right? Their father was Sinivasa Mudli. Right? And Munyama's husband was Alagiri. So Sinivasa and Alagiri is the people who built the Tilimana temple, which is a heritage site today. Right? So they were very cultural people, but very, very poor. So in that orphanage, they were like, the floors were mud, small room, and windows were not large. So it was kind of not very difficult. No study room, no electricity. They all had to study under candlelight. And if we think of their achievements of what they had achieved, and from there, the story goes how, Oh yes, so when she came to there, she always had this habit, Munima, of giving new names. So, like for example, Mudli uncle was called Subramani. The Pungavam, she gave a name Jagnamba. So they just, it's similar to the story of Oliver Twist. So if you know the story, if you read the book on Oliver Twist, you'll see how those orphanages were run. So it was like that. So they all grew up, and even during feeding time. So because she was, I wouldn't blame Munima so much as well, they had no, so she was just a widow now because Aliri passed away. She would buy milli meal. So the first 2 servings you get, first serving is milli meal to fill you up. Second serving is a spoon of rice and the curry. So that's how they grew up. So Mudli uncle would roll up all the milli meal and feed the chicken, so he undernourished. Jagnabal had very little, so he would even share his food with Jagnabal. So that's how close they grew up all together in this orphanage. And it goes on until Manikam bought a farm in Lot 16 in Stanger. And you'll find that there, next to Lot 15, is Lot 14. The plots were next to each other. And there was one pond between the 2 plots where you will find that they'll go collect water. So Jagnabal will go bring water and come. And then Kupama from the side of the future husband, also the wife of her husband's brother, will come and collect water. And that's when she learned of Jagnabal being there. And so she advised her brother they should get married. So that's how Aranyajalam, that's Jagnabal's husband, got married to. And even when she moved to her husband's place, it was difficult with that family as well. She had to work very hard and paying out debts and all of that. But finally, she had children with Johnny. Moonsamy was born. And then before him, it's what's the name? Valaitham. He's also known as Boya, Inanda Boy. So they bought the farm in Inanda. She worked hard over there, planting vegetables, selling in the markets, cultivating, and then Inanda Boya made good progress. He had trucks, he had tractors, he was planting a whole lot. And she was very thrifty. She taught her children, Moonsamy, Uncle Johnny, as well as Inanda Boy, of being thrifty, of saving. And one of the stories go as how she took in Uncle Boya to go to open up the bank account. So, by the way, all of them were, as 10 years old, 9 was working already. He had to work for, they paid them like 10 cents a day or 5 cents a day. They had to, then from that, they had to, she taught them to save, and she even put money to open up the bank account, right, in order to save. And that's how, starting out from nothing, they built up what you have today. He had his trucks, he had the Inanda farm, and all of that built up, right? And when she, so there's lots of anecdotes of how they lived that lifestyle, the Tirukuru lifestyle in those days, being thrifty, being family-oriented, supporting the children, putting, really motivating to move forward. Then you find that even when he lost that farm in 1985, when they took his farm away and he lost everything there, right? And he said, one of the coins that, because he moved to Phoenix to his daughter's place, he ended up like, amongst all the coins that he had in his pocket was that 1 cent. So I told him, if you look at, you started off with 1 cent, you still have 1 cent. But what you created was the wealth and an impact on society that is not, it's beyond money, beyond everything else, So Johnny was working for the Durban municipality in the parks department, And Pungavaman means park of flowers, flower gardens. Now look at the irony that, the parks, and Johnny made an impact in the environment, in the Parks Board. And this is how generations have made a contribution for 150 years in South Africa. And through the the message of the Tirukkural. His family, because the Murli uncle was the role model basically for Uncle Johnny, for even Inanda boy, and I can because whenever they needed advice, or whenever they needed things, they always go to him. And with Johnny, Uncle Johnny was saying that he married Savvy, right? So that's what everyone would call her, but a lot of will know as Lily, you know. So they lived in Bulbul Drive as well. So when you look at, they loved the extended families, you know. So you see that the way the orphanage in Tonga, they all live together. So when Murli uncle bought land in Bulbul Drive, then he takes Perumal uncle, which is the brother of Aruna. He bought land there. Then Inanda boy also did cultivating the land over there. Johnny goes there. So that whole 10 families, they were almost 80% were related to each other together. So they extended families, they loved family, visiting each other. When Uncle Johnny was saying when Leon was born in Bulbul Drive, you know. So then he would, when we were picking up the hospital, he will go there with the old Bogwat car, which Roshni will remember as well. And then they'll go to the hospital, Savvy will come over. Then from there, they'll even go to watch Tamil films together with the whole family now, in that one Bogwat car at Odeon Cinema. So it was a very, very close family of living this lifestyle, of this Tirukkural lifestyle. So I would say that when we celebrate the life of Uncle Johnny, we're celebrating 150 years of legacy, you know, and the familyness that they kept together. And, you know, so that in the future, I know people forget. Like, actually, the economy has changed. So now there's no more extended families, a single unit, mother, father, children. That has even gone further where there's just single families, you know. So everything and dynamics have changed. So this history must not be forgotten. It's like a beacon of light. That's what the message of the Tirukkural is basically. It's like, if you remember the verses, it's similar to, like on flights, I was talking to one captain over there. You know, you see the drill that they have before the aeroplane takes off. Right? People say, we have no 5 minutes, whatever, but that plane won't take off until they tell you, you buckle up like this, that air thing comes from, the oxygen comes from the top, the door is over here, right? That's how the Tirukkural is. And if we don't give like that 5 minutes attention to this book, it's like you're flying a plane with no direction. And then it's like those safety features that and even in the flight attendants, before they even flight, you'll think they're sitting and not doing anything. They're all working. You know, the ones that they serve the food and drink. They're sitting on that side before the plane takes off and visualizing what happens if something happens, how they're going to, the existing people, how they arrange seated, how the exit will take place. Something that we don't know of, but that's how. So visualization and all these techniques is what helps us to remember the value system of the Tirukkural. So this is the legacy, the culture, the spiritual family, the cultural, promoting Tamil culture that is totally universal. That's what Uncle Johnny has stood for. And I think he would want, because when he told me all the stories, he told me not for this generation, it's for the grandchildren to one day remember and carry it forward for generations to come. Thank you very much.
நம்முடைய இன்னிசை கச்சேரி கூட்டத்தில் சேர்ந்திருக்கும் மதிப்புக்குரிய புரோகிதராகிய மதிப்புக்குரிய இசை வல்லுநர்களாகிய திரு தாமோ வேலாயுதம் அவர்களுடைய கூட்டத்தில் சேர்ந்திருக்கும் இசை வல்லுநர்களுக்கும் பேரன்புடைய பெரியோர்களுக்கும் அன்பின் அடைக்கலமான தாய்மார்களுக்கும் குழந்தை செல்வங்களுக்கும் இங்கு வந்து சேர்ந்திருக்கும் அனைவருக்கும் என் உள்ளம் கனிந்த பாசம் நிறைந்த வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். My humble salutations, vanakkam, namaskaram, and namaste to you ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Thirunavarasar Modli gave us such a beautiful rendition of the genealogy of Uncle Johnny and his family. You know, they say life can best be understood backwards, but we need to live it forwards. And if you don't know where you are coming from, ladies and gentlemen, you certainly will have a very, very hazy view about where you are really going to. So roots are very, very important. If you look at education, education can be acquired. Learning, skills, expertise, knowledge, these things can be acquired. But what runs in your veins, that is called genetics. And genetics is hereditary. It comes from your forefathers. I must commend Thiru for the beautiful work that he's doing with regards to the researching. Incidentally, for those of you who don't know, Thiru is the director of the Home Affairs offices in Alexandria. In Soweto, it's a difficult office to run, but Thiru does a fantastic job there. And Thiru, குடும்பத்தின் சார்பாக எங்களுடைய மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை செலுத்துகின்றேன். I must say thank you on behalf of the late Mr. Johnny Govender and his family for the kind of work you are doing. Very soon that book will be published. Ladies and gentlemen, our Guru, Thamo Valaitham, did such a fantastic job this morning. I was there, and for him to explain to the family about the Padananjam Nal, Padanaram Nal, Karumadi Praptane, the way he did. It is the Dharma Shastras, the scriptural injunctions, which are very, very difficult to really explain to young people. But I must say, my brother, my elder brother, Thamo Valaitham, did such a fantastic job in explaining to the family why they are doing what they are doing. You know, they say ritual without the rationale behind it is mere superstition. And Thamo was able to actually demystify many of the things that we do in terms of the last rites of passage for an individual. Ladies and gentlemen, Thamo also spoke about time. How time is of such an important aspect of our lives. You know, many of you, if you take money out of your auto bank, and you'll get a slip coming out there telling you, listen, this is your available balance. But there's one currency for which none of you seated here, including myself, will ever know the existing balance. And that is the time that is left for you on this planet. For all other currencies, you'll know your available balance, but not for the time that you have here. And that is a humbling experience. Tamna, if you look at it, it humbles you when you don't know how much time really is allocated to you. Really speaking, for us 365 days is 1 year. But for the Atma Shakti, which moves at the speed of light because it is indeed light energy, it is a body of intelligence, just like your coronavirus, which cannot be seen by the naked eye. But that is the real you. The real you cannot be seen by the naked eye. You are not this body. You are not this mind. I am not this body with its restless spirit. I am not this body which is subject to pain, hunger, and eventual illness. I am not this mind, this restless mind with its fleeting thoughts. I am indeed that light within, which is the Atma Shakti. And for the Atma Shakti, 365 days there in Sivalogam is 1 day. For us, 365 days, but for that light energy, it's only 1 day. It moves with the speed of light. Ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to all the padagams that my brother Thamo Valaitham sang this evening, it was all pertaining to the journey of that soul. And each and every one of us are engaged in this journey of life. We are engaged in this journey of life from the womb to the tomb. We are animated by this body of light called the Atma. We don't pay much attention to this soul. We pay so much attention to the body. We pay so much attention to the mind. But when it comes to that soul, just like how the body requires food for its sustenance, and just like how the mind requires knowledge and experiences for its expansion, when it comes to that soul, it only requires religious and spiritual experience for its expansion and evolution. And many of us neglect that. And only when it comes to that last breath, remember, this life that we lead on earth, it has to do with breathing in and breathing out. 21,600 times every day. We copy Namah Shivaya, who sits in Thavam, and he breathes in and out 21,600 times in the day. Every breath is actually a stitch between body and soul. Every breath is a stitch between body and soul. And when breath turns to air, it means you have now failed to convert this air into life force, which is Prana Shakti. Prana Shakti is that breath that you take inside. And when breath turns to air, that stitch breaks. And the Atma becomes disembodied. And the disembodied Atma begins to make its journey to Sivalokam, where it is prepared for Marupirivi. Marupirivi means rebirth. And that is not unique to me. Every single one of us will have to one day confront Yamadharmaraja, and on his right-hand side, Chitragupta, who sits there. And you will have to give account for all your Nalvinay and Thivinay, your good deeds and your bad deeds. An account is kept, and the accountant there is Chitragupta, the one that you carry the kavadi during Chitra Parvam. And he actually brokered a deal with Muruga Peruman. Chitragupta and Muruga Peruman, and Chitragupta said, listen, Muruga, you came to me and you told me about your devotees who surrendered to me by carrying your kavadi. But if they carried during this month of Chitra Parvam, that full moon in the month of Chitra Parvam, I will look on them very, very gracefully. And that is why we carry that Chitra Parvam kavadi on our shoulders, asking for Chitragupta to look very, very leniently on us as well as our Pitrus. Pitrus, Mandar, Munnorgal, our ancestors. This morning, Guru Thamo asked the family, what is your grandfather's name? What's your great-grandfather's name? Because there are 42 generations of our ancestors who are in a place called Pitruloham. Pitruloham is a place which our late Johnny's Atma will eventually visit on the Padinoram Madam Devasa Puja. On that day, on the 11th Tithi, you'll notice that the Atma of our late Johnny Moonsamy Govender will actually reunite with 42 generations of its ancestors, known very well. Each of them know him so well. But we do not know, even some of us don't even know our grandfather's name. Kumaran Vayapuri, you'll remember Kumaran Vayapuri, but beyond that we might not even know. Ladies and gentlemen, Yellam Vallang Arut Perum Jodi, Thaniperum Karuning Andavan, Tirusuttumbala Nadaraja Peruman, when he created each and every one of us, we are unique. Each and every one of us are unique. And every second, there are 4 new souls that come into this realm that we call the Bhulogam. And every second, 2 are exiting. But no 2 souls will have this, your bio data. This is your bio data. Thiru, am I right? No 2 souls on this planet, 8.4 million of them. You can be Indonesian. When you go to China, you'll think you wouldn't know who's who in China. Because the neighbor looks like the neighbor, and that neighbor looks like that other neighbor. And when our own African brothers, when they look at us, they say, I'm in India. Everyone is same. But yet no 2 souls will have the same thumbprint. Even the retina in your eye, not the sclera, the white part, but the retina, not even the iris, but that retina in your eye no other soul will share with you, not even your identical twin. That alone tells you how powerful our God is. He knows each and every one of you better than you think you know yourself. So when Guru was saying, listen, we should do everything in our power to allow that Atma to evolve. Your spirituality must evolve. And with the evolution and the expansion of your spirituality with your age, you are supposed to become more God-fearing. Don't wait for that last breath to say, Om Namah Shivaya, Yellam Ballang Arupperum Jodi, please help me, please help me, please help me. Too late. Your entire life should be spent in Nam Varnal Murubadam, Bhakti Araniriyal Nindru Varkey and Arakavend. Vardhan Mukhyamanad. We should live our lives by chanting the name of God. Doesn't matter, you're jumping into your car, Om Namah Shivaya. You're greeting someone, Om Namah Shivaya. If you're a Hanuman Bhaktar, Jai Shri Hanuman, Jai Anjaneya. Our Uncle Johnny, his Atma was wrenched free from his mortal body on the 5th Adi Velli. And it was also Varalakshmi Viradam on that day. What an auspicious day. And today, when we are actually assembled here in order to join the family in observing his Karumadi Pratane, the 15th day, this day too, we call it Shani. Shani Amavasi. Shani Amavasi, a very rare occurrence. Tomorrow is Shani Amavasi. It starts today and it finishes 12 o'clock, 12:15 tomorrow. Shani Amavasi. Shani Bhagwan's Amavasi. What a powerful and what an auspicious day. Incidentally, Auntie Lily and Uncle Johnny passed away during the auspicious month of Adi Masam, when we venerate the Divine Mother Adi Parashakti in a glorious manifestation as Muttu Mariamman. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important for us to turn inwards and find that dimension of intelligence within us, which is that real you. And that is the only thing that will make all things fall into place in your life. When you begin to connect with that dimension of intelligence within you, you will notice that things begin to make sense and things become easier in your life. You are able to navigate challenges very, very easily. You are able to solve problems very, very easily. If you have God fixed in your mind and heart, you will definitely be able to navigate all the challenges and all the pitfalls that this life might sometimes confront you with. And Johnny was indeed a simple, humble, God-fearing man. Simple in every sense of the word, very, very humble. You know, they say humility is the first step to spirituality. You don't need education, you don't need knowledge in order to realize God. Some of the people who realized God from the 63 Nayanmar saints were illiterate individuals who only knew how to put oil into the lamp. That's all they knew and that's all they did. Others just cleaned the temple, day in, day out, cleaning the temple. And they attained mukti, they attained moksha, they attained liberation, where they were freed from the samsara, the sea of births and deaths in which we are entrapped. So Johnny was a simple human being. Sundaramurti Swamigal says, "O Lord Shiva, at least let me be a servant to those who serve you." Look at the humility in those sentences. "O Lord Shiva, allow me to at least be a servant to those who serve you. At least let me be a servitor to your servants." So ladies and gentlemen, on this very, very auspicious occasion when we come here as family and friends, when we congregate, when we gather in order to actually join Keswin, that's Leon, Lennon, and Lynette, and their spouses and their children, to observe Uncle Johnny's 15th day memorial service. This is indeed the 15th sacrament. The 16th sacrament is the Devasa Puja, which happens 11th month after the disembodiment of that Atma Shakti from the body, and after when the mortal remains are conferred to the kindred dust from which it was begotten. 11 months after that, you'll notice that Devasa Puja occurs, and that is when the Atma is prepared for rebirth after joining 42 generations of its Munnorgal. Munnorgal meaning ancestors. Pitru, in Pitru Loham, where our ancestors are. I want to leave the family with this message. Death is inevitable. Every one of us, not only the family. Death is the only reality you'll confront in this life. This life is an illusion. As Shakespeare said, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from the day to day till the last syllable of recorded time. Out, brief candle. Life is but a passing shadow. And we are but poor players that strut and fret our last hours upon the stage. Life's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. But life is indeed one of the most rare and beautiful commodities that we should use. How do we give meaning to our lives? By reaching out and touching the lives of others. Even if you do it just with gentleness, even if you do it just with humility, even if you do it just with simplicity. Just do good, be good, and you can be assured that you will one day attain Sivavadayam. அன்பர்களே, மரணமடைந்த காலம் சென்ற பெரியார் ஜானி முனுசாமி கவர்னர் அவருடைய ஆத்மா பாரெங்கும் நிறைந்திருக்கும் எங்கள் பிதாவே, பாவங்களை எல்லாம் போர்க்கும் எங்கள் தெய்வமே, உலகத்தில் எங்களுடன் இருந்து இன்பத் துன்பங்களை அனுபவித்து எங்களை விட்டு பரலோகம் சென்றுவிட்டு காலம் சென்று எங்களுடைய பெரியார் முனிசாமி கவர்னர் அவருடைய ஆத்மா நத்கதியம் சாந்தியம் அடைந்த சிவபெருமானுடைய பாதார விந்தத்தில் சேர வேண்டும். மேலும் பெரியார் இந்த கலியுகத்தில் இந்த மண்ணுலகத்தில் வாழும் காலத்தில் அறிந்தும் அறியாமலும் தெரிந்தும் தெரியாமலும் செய்த பாவங்களை மன்னித்து ஆத்மாவுக்கு நற்கதியும் சாந்தியும் அருள்படி பிரார்த்தனை செய்கின்றோம். தேவாதி தேவனே, தங்கள் திருவடிகளுக்கு பன்முறை வந்தனம் வந்தனம் வந்தனம். Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, it is my singular pleasure to call Romita to address you.
Vanakkam, dear family and friends. We gather here today with heavy hearts to honor the life of a truly remarkable man, Mr. Johnny Govender, a loving father, a devoted grandfather, a caring father-in-law, a cherished brother, uncle, and friend. Trying to capture the fullness of his life in just a few minutes is no easy task, but I'll do my best to speak from the heart because I know that is exactly what he would have wanted. It's hard to put into words just how much Uncle Johnny meant to us. He was the kind of person who made a big impact simply by being himself, easygoing, kind, and full of life. He could walk into any room and instantly lift the mood, whether it was with a quick joke, a big grin, or one of his classic stories, the kind that left you laughing, thinking, or both. Uncle Johnny was always smiling. No matter what was happening, he found joy and he shared it. His humor made things lighter. You could always count on him to say something that made you laugh or reminded you not to take life too seriously. He had a calm way about him, a quiet wisdom, and a steady presence. If you knew him, you knew laughter, you knew comfort, you knew joy in the small things, in life's simplest moments. Uncle Johnny lived a life of quiet dignity, deep respect for others, and unwavering commitment to those he loved. He believed in hard work, in the value of honesty, and in the power of family. He was born in Ottawa and later moved to Inanda. He came from humble beginnings, growing up with his siblings on what he fondly called a farm-like place. A home built not with wealth, but with hard work, love, and family. He often shared stories from those days, stories of children playing in open fields, of meals shared even when there wasn't much, and of a happiness that didn't depend on anything fancy or flashy. And when he spoke about those times, you could see how much they meant to him. He never spoke of those times with regret, only with gratitude. Because even though life was hard, he knew he had experienced a kind of richness that money can't buy. That upbringing shaped him. It grounded him. It made him humble and gave him a deep appreciation for life's blessings. Maybe that's why he carried so much joy, why he never missed a chance to laugh or to make us laugh. Even through his 70s and into his 80s, he had a spark in his eye, young at heart, full of energy, always ready with a joke. In his early adult years, Uncle Johnny moved from Inanda to Bulbul Drive in Silver Glen. It was there that a new chapter began, one that included marrying our beloved Auntie Savi and building a warm and loving home together. Their marriage was filled with love, and it became the foundation of a close-knit family, grounded in the values of love, kindness, and humility. He leaves behind 3 wonderful children, Leon, Lennon, and Lynette, and through them, his spirit will continue to shine. Uncle Johnny was immensely proud of them, of the lives they've built, the people they've become, and the values they carry forward. Today, they are mature, responsible, and well-established, each with beautiful families of their own. That kind of legacy doesn't happen by accident. It was shaped by years of sacrifice, dedication, and deep love from both Uncle Johnny and Auntie Savi. Together, they created a strong foundation built on hard work, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to family. Uncle Johnny's love only grew when his family did. When he welcomed Rita, Keshri, and Darshan into the family, along with his 6 beautiful grandchildren, he embraced each of them with the same deep love and pride he had for his children. He spoke of you often, your achievements, your laughter, your kindness, always with a light in his eye. You brought him immense joy, and he loved you all completely. To his grandchildren, Uncle Johnny just wasn't grandpa. He was a storyteller, a teacher, a gentle giant. Whether it was sharing stories from his youth, offering quiet advice, or simply sitting with a comforting smile, he played a special role in each of their lives. Though they may still be young, they'll carry this love with them, in their hearts, in their laughter, and in the little memories that will one day become stories of their own, stories of a grandfather who gave them the very best of himself. As we say goodbye to Uncle Johnny, we do so with deep gratitude that we had him in our lives for as long as we did, and that our children and his beloved grandchildren had the chance to know him, even if only for a short while. It's bittersweet to know that they won't experience the kind of childhood he had, the wide open spaces, the simple joys, the laughterful days in modest homes where love made everything feel abundant. But through his stories and through our memories, we'll carry that spirit forward and share it with them. As we remember Uncle Johnny, we also remember his dear departed wife, brothers and sisters, and the unbreakable bond they all shared. Though they are no longer with us, their legacy lives on in the love they gave and the family they helped shape. Leon, Lennon, Lynette, Dad was incredibly proud of you, always. He leaves behind not just cherished memories, but a legacy, one built on love, unity, and family. Let us remember him with gratitude, not sorrow. Let's honor him by being there for each other, by living with kindness and care. Uncle Johnny, may you rest in peace. Thank you for everything, for your wisdom, your laughter, your love, and the beautiful example you set for all of us. We were truly lucky to have had you in our lives, and we will carry your memory with us always. Nandri.
Vanakkam, Namaste, and good evening to family and friends. I would like to thank everyone for attending. I am Keshan Govender, the eldest grandson and eldest son of Lennon and Rita Govender. Today, I'm just going to say a few words about my grandfather, or as I like to say, my tata. My tata was a very joyful and hardworking person. He always loved to make jokes and used to always make jokes with everyone he saw, no matter where they were. And sometimes I used to scold him because of the jokes he made. As everyone knows, he loved making his jokes. When I used to live with him, we used to always bicker about how to fix things because we used to always have our differences. And I used to also teach him how to use his first smartphone and a smart TV. I used to remember teaching him how to use the internet and YouTube so we could sit and watch comedy shows and his love of Tamil movies. And I used to also watch, and we used to talk about the stories. Whenever I used to go to work, he always used to worry about me for the long hours I used to work for. And on every weekend, I used to take him for his lotto. And he used to always tell me how he used to win with his favorite numbers that were his grandchildren's birthdays. And he used to always complain about the numbers he lost because he used to always say he didn't want to pick it, but he picked it. But there is much more I can say about him. But the most important thing he told us about, or he made us remember, was family. And the last time I remember when everyone was together and we used to smile and he was excited the most was his 80th birthday, when all the grandchildren were there and when we were dancing and when he was dancing with us and telling us stories about Inanda and all the old days. But in the end, although I will miss him, I'll have all the great memories of when I used to stay with him and when he used to tell us the stories with all the grandchildren and where you all laugh together with the family. Thank you.
Vanakkam, Namaste, and Namaskaram, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Judesha, and I'm the eldest daughter of Keshri and Kesavan Govender. It is an honor for me to be here today to speak about someone very special to me, my Tata. What I admired most about Tata was his humility. He never sought attention or praise. He was quiet, kind, and gentle. But in his silence, there was a strength that spoke louder than words. I would say being humble was Tata's greatest strength. Some of my most treasured memories of him are from simple, everyday moments. Recently, we were at home, and my mom dropped something. And even though Tata was feeling ill at the time, he rushed to help. This showed the kind of man he was, always ready to give, to care, and to show love through his actions. Tata had a playful nature and loved to dance. He would laugh and dance with my sister and I. He always enjoyed it when I spoke, especially on his birthdays. And he always encouraged me when I spoke in front of an audience like this. I will miss him more than words can express, but I find comfort in knowing that the love and values he shared with us live on. Thank you so much, Tata. Thank you all for listening.
Vanakkam, Namaste, and good evening, everyone. My name is Mayura, and I am the second daughter of Kesavan and Keshri Govender. I just want to take a moment to remember someone very special to me, my Tata. One of my favorite memories is Tata and I sitting together watching comedy shows. It didn't matter how many times we had heard the same joke, he'd laugh like it was the first time, and I'd end up laughing just watching him laugh. Those moments were simple, but they meant everything. They were full of warmth, laughter, and love. He taught me that joy is something to be shared, and laughter, no matter how small, can create lasting memories. Thank you.
Vanakkam, Namaste, and good evening. I am Kimaya, one of my Tata's granddaughters. Today I want to talk about someone really special to me, my Tata. He was an incredible person who always supported me, especially in my sweet business. where I sell treats to my classmates. He helped me come up with ideas, taught me how to price my sweets, and was always there to offer encouragement and good advice. Whenever he visited, he would ask me how much money I made and how my business was doing and going. I'll never forget the time we spent together, brainstorming and laughing. I remember when we used to go around the house with tools, trying to fix everything we could get our hands on. Even though he's no longer with us, his memory lives on in my heart. Thank you.
Vanakkam, namaste, and good evening, everyone. I am Vitali Reddy, my tata's youngest granddaughter. The memories we treasured most are our special times together, just sitting on the couch, talking and bonding. We also had lots of fun, like when I painted his nails bright pink. He never complained, but enjoyed those funny moments. It always showing love and compassion that we will forever remember. I know he left a part of himself in me. We shared the same whistle, the Johnny whistle, which will always remind me of him. Tata, we will always love and never forget you. Thank you.
Vanakkam, namaste, and good evening, everyone. I am Karuna Govender, the daughter of Lenny and Rita Govender, and Tata's eldest granddaughter. Today I wrote a poem I would like to share about Tata. J is for the joy you brought us, O is for how optimistic you are, N is for the happiness you spread, and N is for the nice and thoughtful things you said and did. N is for the new stories you share every time we see you, and Y is for how youthful you stayed. These letters spell his name, Johnny. I can remember every time he visits us, he used to tell us stories of him growing up and how he took care of us as we got older. Though he is no longer with us, his love, values, and his stories will forever remain in our hearts. Thank you.
Dear family and friends, the culture that we come from is so rich. We have also embodied in our culture the art of saying thank you. This evening, I am going to call upon the eldest son, Kesavan Leon Govender, to do the necessary things.
Well, I guess the grandkids had fun with Tata, and they shared beautiful moments with him, and I guess they will treasure this and remember him for who he was. Vanakkam, good evening, dear family and friends. The generation I once knew, having both my parents as a family, is no longer. Our pillars have been diminished, only to become a memory. It is the worst heartache for any child to endure, knowing that there is no longer parents. No matter how old we get, our parents' bond will stay in our hearts forever, and it will always tug at our hearts, echoing their names in silence, missing them so dearly every day, mostly on special days and occasions. 14 years ago, we lost our mom. It was devastating, but Dad was there for us all. Still, we knew we had Dad, that one pillar standing tall. Dad continued to stay strong for us through the years. He gave us the confidence, the courage to carry on. Today, we have lost Dad in this living world, and it will be a loss we can never get back. But Dad's character was a kind, humble, respectful, honest, responsible individual. A great father, a loving grandfather, a lovely father-in-law, a lovely and a good uncle to his nieces, nephews, and to everyone who knew him. He had a hobby. His hobby was playing horse racing. He really had a flair as a punter. He should play his small bets that kept him going, which made him happy. Mostly Saturdays, that was his favorite days. Our family, Len and Rita, my good wife Keshri, myself, and the kids, we have done our best to take Leonard direction. We have done our best to take every care possible to keep Dad happy and to give him the best. He spent many wonderful years with us. We will cherish those special times with him. Dad had nothing short, but everything to live for. But his calling was now. He was that father, always willing to help in any way he could. We were blessed to have had Dad for the longest time. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening, I want to acknowledge Dad's medical care team for really doing their best and really keeping him comfortable in his time of need. I want to say thank you to them. We also want to say thank you to all our families, friends, for all your assistance, support, and care that you have given us in this grieving time. Thank you. A special thank you goes out to our neighbors, Nicholas and Militia, Billy and Radha, for seeing to my dad, watching over him. He was very fond of his neighbors, and you were his family. Thank you for all that you all have done for Dad. We really and tremendously appreciate it. Also, we're thanking Sydney and Tina of the Mariman Temple Hall for their excellent service and exquisite decor. Thank you. Lastly, I just want to be thanking Guru Thamo Valaitham for rendering a beautiful service and also officiating Dad's ceremonial rites this morning, which will be concluded tomorrow. My dad would have loved and enjoyed the service, Guru. Thank you, Guru. Dad, go well. Be in peace. You are now in safe hands. Find your home. Rejoice with Mom. Bless us every day. Keep us safe. Keep your grandchildren safe. Take care of your grandchildren. Keep them safe. Watch over all of us. Without you, we will still continue to go on. Have the courage to be strong. Keep our heritage. Remember our roots. We will cherish you, love you forever. You will always be in our hearts as we continue our life's journey with our own families. We will miss you dearly until we meet again, Dad. Thank you.
Dear family and friends, I'm going to move on to the next stage of this evening's Pratane, and that is the offering of the Diva Maradhani. We are running a bit late, so I would appreciate it if you could come through in groups. And first of all, I'm going to call upon the immediate family, followed by the extended family, and then family and friends to come through in nice groups and do the Diva Maradhani. The first song that I'm going to sing, whilst we sing the Diva Maradhani, is whereby we praise God. We praise the inner being as the object of Pranavam. Pranavam means Om. We praise the earth as the material. We praise the original being as the beginning of this universe. And we praise the beginning of the alphabet as the beginning of the universe. Families, come through. ஓம் எனும் பொருளாய் ஒளியோய் போற்றி. ஓம் எனும் பொருளாய் ஒளியோய் போற்றி. பூமனம் பொருள் தரும் பொலிவாய் போற்றி. அகரம் முதலான ஆனாய் போற்றி. அகரேயே உகரி ஆதி போற்றி. அகரி உகரி ஆதி போற்றி. நவசக்தி விநாயகனே வணக்கும் நன்மைகள் பெருகிடச் செய். எமக்கும் நவசக்தி விநாயகனே எமக்கும் நன்மைகள் பெருகிடச் செய். எமக்கும் நவசக்தி விநாயகனே வணக்கம். பிறவியன் மயக்கும் முன் அருத்தாய். மாயா பிறவியன் மயக்கும் முன் அருத்தாய். மாயாயமக்கும் தையையும் புரிந்தாய். மாயா பிறவியன் மயக்கும் முன் அருத்தாய். மாயா சமக்கும் தையையும் புரிந்தாய். முன்வினை பாவங்கள் போக்கிட செய்தாய். முன்வினை பாவங்கள் போக்கிட செய்தாய். ஓயாமல் என்னை காத்தருள் செய்தாய். ஓயாமல் என்னை காத்தருள் செய்தாய். நவசக்தி விநாயகனே வணக்கம் நன்மைகள் பெருகிட செய். எமக்கும் நவசக்தி விநாயகனே. கணபதி என்றிடும் கருத்தினில் வந்தாய். கணபதி என்றிடும் கருத்தினில் வந்தாய். கவிதைகள் கோடிய கணத்தில் தந்தாய். கணபதி என்றிடும் கருத்தினில் வந்தாய். கவிதைகள் கோடிய கணத்தில் தந்தாய். நித்தமும் ஆனந்தம் நெஞ்சல் போங்கிடே. நித்தமும் ஆனந்தம் நெஞ்சல் போங்கிட. நித்யானந்தே கணபதியை வந்தாய். நித்யானந்தே கணபதியை வந்தாய். நவசக்தி விநாயகனே வணக்கும் நன்மைகள் பெருகிட செய். எமக்கும் நவசக்தி விநாயகனே வணக்கம் வணக்கம் வணக்கம். From going forward, I'm going to sing psalms from the Theavaram, Tiruvasakam. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Nama Om. ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவாய நம ஓம். 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 காதலாகி கசிந்து கண்ணீர் மல்கி காதலாகி கசிந்து கண்ணீர் மல்கி ஓதுவார் தமை நன்னறிக்கை ஐப்போது ஓதுவார் தமை நன்னறிக்கை ஐப்போது வேதம் நான்கினும் மெய்ப்பொருளாவது வேதம் நான்கினும் மெய்ப்பொருளாவது நாதன் நாமம் நமச்சி வாயவி நாதன் நாமம் நமச்சி வாயவி நாதன் நாமம் நாம சிவாயவி. ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவாய நம ஓம். 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 நந்தி நாமம் நம சிவாய வீணும் நந்தி நாமம் நம சிவாய வீணும் சிந்தையார் தமிழ் ஞான சம்பந்தன் சொல் சிந்தையார் தமிழ் ஞான சம்பந்தன் சொல் சிந்தையார் மகிழ்ந்து ஏத்தவல்லார் எல்லாம் சிந்தையான் மகிழ்ந்து ஏத்தவல்லார் எல்லாம் வந்த பாசம் அறுக்கி வளார்களி வந்த பாசம் அறுக்கி வளார்களி வந்த பாசம் அறுக்கு வல்லார்களி. ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவாய நம ஓம். 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 பெற்ற தாய் தனை மகமறந்தாலும் பெற்ற தாய் தனை மகமறந்தாலும் பிள்ளையே பெரும் தாய் மறந்தாலும் உற்ற தேகத்தை உயிர் மறந்தாலும் உற்ற தேகத்தை உயிர் மறந்தாலும் உயிரை மேவியே உடல் மறந்தாலும் நமச்சிவாயவே நான் மறந்தாலும் நமச்சிவாயவே நான் மறந்தாலும் நமச்சிவாயவே நான் மறந்தாலும் ஓசை ஒளி எல்லாம் ஆனாய் நீயே ஓசை ஒளி எல்லாம் ஆனாய் நீயே ஓசை ஒளி எல்லாம் ஆனாய் நீயே உலகுக்கு ஒருவனாய் நின்றாய் நீ உலகுக்கு எல்லாம் ஆனாய் நீயே. உலகுக்கு ஒருவனாய் நின்றாய் நீயே. உலகுக்கு ஒருவனாய் நின்றாய் நீயே. வாசமலர் எல்லாம் ஆனாய் நீயே. வாசமலர் எல்லாம் ஆனாய் நீயே. மலையான் மருகனாய் நின்றாய் நீயே. மலையான் மருகனாய் நின்றாய் நீயே. மலையான் மருகனாய் நின்றாய் நீயே. பேசே பெரிதும் இனியாய் நீயே. பேசே பெரிதும் இனியாய் நீயே. பிராணாய் அடியன் மேல் வைத்தாய் நீயே. பேசே பெரிதும் இனியாய் நீயே. பிராணாய் அடியன் மேல் வைத்தாய் நீயே. தேசவிலக்கெல்லாம் ஆனாய் நீயே. தேசவிலக்கெல்லாம் ஆனாய் நீயே. தேசவிலக்கெல்லாம் ஆனாய் நீயே. இருவையாய் அகலது செம்போற்றோதி. இருவையாய் அகலது செம்போற்றோதி. திருவையாய் அகலது செம்போற்றோதி. திருவையாய் அகலது செம்போற்றோதி. ஜலம் பூவோடு தூபம் மருந்து அறியேன். தமிழோடு இசைப்பாடல் மருந்து அறியேன். நலம் தீங்கிலம் உன்னை மருந்து அறியேன். உன்னாமம் எண்ணாவல் மருந்து அறியேன். சிவபெருமானே 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 சிவபெருமானே. குற்றாய் எனவாரோ விளக்கையிலே கொடுமை பல செய்தன நான் அறியேன். குற்றாய் எனவாரோ விளக்கையிலே கொடுமை பல செய்தன நான் அறியேன். எற்றாய் அடிக்கே இரவும் பகலும். எற்றாய் அடிக்கே இரவும் பகலும். எற்றாய் அடிக்கே இரவும் பகலும். எற்றாய் அடிக்கே இரவும் பகலும். திரியாதோவனங் கோவன் எப்பொருதும். திரியாதோவனங் கோவன் எப்பொருதும். தொற்றாதீன் வாயை அகம்படி உடரோடு தூடேக்கி முடக்கையிலே. தொற்றாதீன் வாயை அகம்படி உடரோடு தூடேக்கி முடக்கையிலே. ஆற்றேன் அடியேன் அதிகை வேயுரு தோழி பங்கன் விடமுண்டு கண்டேயேன் வேயுரு தோழி பங்கன் விடமுண்டு கண்டேயேன் வேயுரு தோழி பங்கன் விடமுண்டு கண்டேயேன் மிக நல்ல வீணை தடவி வேயுரு தோழி பங்கன் விடமுண்டு கண்டேயேன் மிக நல்ல வீணை தடவி மாசரு திங்கள் கங்கே மாசரு திங்கள் கங்கே மாசரு திங்கள் கங்கே முடிமேலனந்தே மாசரு திங்கள் கங்கே முடிமேலனந்தே என் உளமே புகந்தே அதனால் ஞாயிறு திங்கள் ஞாயிறு திங்கள் செவ்வாய் புதன்யான் வெள்ளி கணிப்பாம்பிரண்டும் உடனே ஞாயிறு திங்கள் செவ்வாய் புதன்யான் வெள்ளி கணிப்பாம்பிரண்டும் உடனே ஆசரு நல்ல நல்ல ஆசரு நல்ல நல்ல ஆசரு நல்ல நல்ல ஆசரு நல்ல நல்ல அவை நல்ல நல்ல ஆசரு நல்ல நல்ல அவை நல்ல நல்ல அடியரவர்க்கு மிகவே ஆசாரு திங்கள் கங்கை அவை நல்ல நல்ல அடியரவர்க்கு மிகவே உற்றுமை சேர்வது மெய்யினையே உற்றுமை சேர்வது மெய்யினையே உணர்வது நின்னருள் மெய்யினையே உணர்வது நின்னருள் மெய்யினையே உற்றுமை சேர்வது மெய்யினையே உணர்வது நின்னருள் மெய்யினையே கற்றவ காய்வது காமனையே கற்றவ காய்வது காமனையே கனல் விழிக்க ஆய்வது காமனையே கனல் விழிக்க ஆய்வது காமனையே அற்றம் மறைப்பதும் உன் பணியே அற்றம் மறைப்பதும் உன் பணியே அமரர்கள் செய்வதும் உன் பணியே அமரர்கள் செய்வதும் உன் பணியே பெற்றும் உகந்ததே பெற்றும் உகந்ததே கந்தனையே பெற்றும் உகந்ததே கந்தனையே பிரமபுரத்தை உகந்தனையே All rise for the closing prayer, please. The entire Govender family come through. Let's turn Aradhani. Keep on turning till I finish, okay? Keep on turning till I finish. முத்தினரி அறியாதையே மூக்கருடோ முயல்வேணி பத்தினரி அறிவித்து பரவினைகள் பாரம் வண்ணும் தமிழாம் அறிவித்து சிவமாகி எனையாண்டே அத்தன் எனேக்கு அருளியவாய் ஆட்பெறுவாய் ஆசோவி நெறியெல்லாம் நெறிதன்னை நெறியாகே நினைவேனை திருநரிகள் சேராமே திருவருளே சேரம் வண்ணம் பொறியென்றோம் இல்லாதே தந்தன் உதயனக்கி அரியம் வனம் அருளியவர் ஆட்பெறுவாய் ஆசோகி செம்மை நலம் அறியாதே சிதறருடம் திரிவேணி உம்மை மலம் அறிவித்தே முதலாயே முதல் வந்து நம்மையமோ பொருளாக்கி நாட்டிவைகை ஏற்றி வைத்தீ அம்மையனேக்கு அருளியவர் ஆட்பெறுவாய் ஆசோவி அம்மையனேக்கு அருளியவாய் ஆட்பெறுவாய் ஆசோவி கல்லாப்பிரியம் கருதாப்பிரியம் கசுந்துருகை நில்லாப்பிரியம் நினையாப்பிரியம் நின்னைந்தருத்தை சொல்லாப்பிரியம் கொதியாப்பிரியம் கோராப்பிரியம் பொறுத்தருவாய் கட்சிய கம்பனி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அறிவோம் சாந்தி சாந்தி சாந்தயி. The family has requested that you partake of tea, refreshments, which has been especially prepared for you before you depart from this venue. Thank you. None